Welcome to the Horror Unmasked podcast,
where we unmask the monsters and explore the lore. I'm Amber.
And I'm Lily, and today we will be dissecting
The Silence of the Lambs. Let's solve a crime. Clarice Starling, a promising FBI Academy student, is pulled from her training at Quantico, Virginia, by Jack Crawford of the FBI's Behavioral Science Unit, who tasks her with presenting a VICAP questionnaire to the notorious Dr. Hannibal Lecter, a brilliant forensic psychiatrist and incarcerated cannibalistic serial murderer. After learning the assignment relates to the pursuit of the vicious serial killer Buffalo Bill, Starling travels to the Baltimore State Hospital for the Criminally Insane and is led by Dr. Frederick Chilton to Hannibal Lecter, a sophisticated, cultured man restrained behind thick glass panels and windowless stone walls. Although initially pleasant and courteous, Lecter grows impatient with Starling's attempt at dissecting him and viciously rebuffs her. As Starling departs, another patient flings fresh semen onto her face. So gross.
Ugh, that's assault.
Enraging Lecter, who calls Starling back and offers a riddle containing information about a former patient. The solved riddle leads to a rent-a-storage lot where the severed head of Benjamin Raspel is found. Starling returns to Lecter, who links Raspel to Buffalo Bill, and who offers to help profile Buffalo Bill if he is transferred to a facility far from the venomous careerist Dr. Chilton.
Hours and miles away, Buffalo Bill abducts Catherine Martin, the daughter of United States Senator Ruth Martin. Starling is pulled from Quantico and accompanies Crawford to West Virginia, where the body of Bill's most recently discovered victim resides. In the plane taking them to the town, Crawford asks Starling what she sees in the file on Buffalo Bill. She says that Bill is a male, definitely white, and that he's getting better at his work since he's developed a taste for it. Ugh. At the coroner's office, Starling helps perform the autopsy and extracts the chrysalis of a death's head hawk moth from the victim's throat. When the victim is turned over for further examination, they find that 2 large diamond-shaped strips of flesh have been flayed from her body. Nasty. Having already spoken to Lecter about how Bill flays his victims, this detail is recorded by Starling. At Quantico, as news of Catherine Martin's abduction sweeps the country, Crawford authorizes Starling to offer Hannibal Lecter a deal, promising a prison transfer if he provides information that helps profile Buffalo Bill and rescue Catherine Martin.
Instead, Lecter begins a game of quid pro quo with Starling, offering clues and insights about Buffalo Bill in exchange for events from Starling's traumatic childhood. Unaware to both Starling and Lecter, Dr. Frederick Chilton tapes the conversation, and after revealing Starling's deal as a sham, offers to transfer Lecter in exchange for a deal of his own making, one that will make Chilton out as a hero for identifying and tracking down Buffalo Bill. Lecter agrees, and following a flight to Tennessee, reveals Buffalo Bill's real name, physical description, and past address to Senator Martin and her entourage of FBI agents and Justice Department officials. He also insults Martin openly, asking about when she breastfed her daughter. Martin orders Lecter back to Baltimore when he spills Buffalo Bill's identity information. As the manhunt begins, Starling travels to Lecter's special cell in a local Tennessee courthouse, where she confronts him about the false information he gave to the senator. Lecter refuses Starling's pleas and demands she finishes her story surrounding her worst childhood memory. Spoiler warning. Skip ahead.
After recounting her arrival at a relative's farm, the horror of discovering their lamb slaughterhouse, and her fruitless attempts at rescuing the lambs, they screamed as they were being slaughtered, a memory that has haunted Starling her whole life. Lecter rebuffs her, leaving her with her case file before she is escorted out of the building by security guards. As she reaches for the file, he touches one of her fingers. Later that evening, Lecter escapes from his cell, his two minders distracted by having to move his sketches and tricking them into approaching him too closely. The local police storm the floor, discovering one guard barely alive and the other disemboweled, strung up on the bars of Lecter's cage like an angel.
Hell yeah.
Paramedics transport the survivor to an ambulance and speed off while SWAT team searches the building for Lecter. As the team discover a body on top of the elevator car, the survivor in the ambulance peels off his own face, revealing Lecter in disguise, who kills the paramedics and escapes to the airport.
Crazy.
Absolutely
I
insane.
called it, though.
No, yeah.
I called it. I was like, that's him right there.
Yeah. After being notified of Lecter's escape, Starling pores over her case file, analyzing Lecter's annotations before realizing that the first victim, Frederica Bemmel, knew Bill in real life before he killed her.
Starling travels to Bemmel's hometown and discovers that Bemmel was a tailor and has dresses with templates identical to the patches of skin removed from Buffalo Bill's victims.
Disgusting.
Truly. Realizing that Buffalo Bill is a tailor fashioning a woman's suit of real skin, she telephones Crawford, who is already on the way to make an arrest, having cross-referenced Lecter's notes with Johns Hopkins Hospital and finding a man named James Gum. Crawford instructs Starling to continue interviewing Bimmel's friends while he leads a SWAT team to Gum's business address in Calumet City, Illinois. Starling interviews leads to the house of Jack Gordon, whom Starling soon realizes is actually Gum, and draws her weapon just as Gum disappears into his basement. Starling pursues him, which consists of several rooms, discovering a screaming Catherine Martin in the dry well. The lights in the basement suddenly go out, leaving her in complete darkness. Gum stalks Starling in the dark with night vision goggles and prepares to shoot her when Starling, hearing the clicks of his drawing back the hammer of his revolver, swivels around and shoots Gum dead. Days later, at the FBI Academy graduation party, Starling receives a phone call from Hannibal Lecter, now in the Bahamas. As Lecter assures Starling he has no plans to pursue her, he excuses himself from the phone call, remarking that he's having an old friend for dinner.
Ew.
Before hanging up and following Dr. Chilton through the streets of the village. The end. Yep. That's legit.
Crazy stuff. He's gonna eat him.
He's gonna eat him. I mean, it was fascinating to kind of watch this film,
Yeah.
especially because some of the aspects of the criminal mind.
Mm.
And it's kind of fun because you make certain realizations, which we'll get into in a moment. But to start off with, the director is Jonathan Demme.
I want to say Demi.
Demme.
Yeah.
Jonathan Demme. This movie was released February 14th, 1991.
Mm-hmm.
Its prequel was Red Dragon. Its sequel is Hannibal. It's adapted from The Silence of the Lambs. The story is by Thomas Harris. It's rated R, horror crime. And it received some awards. Academy Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role. Academy Award for Best Picture. And many more on top of that in general.
Yep.
Yeah.
Swept.
Yeah, it truly did. And there's some funny shit that I'm going to let you know about later that I think is kind of hilarious. But we'll learn about it when I get into my notes.
Okay, doke. So, budget and box office. The budget was $19 million for this film, and then it made $272.7 million.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for, the fact that it was put up for an Oscar.
Yeah.
Multiple, right?
Yes.
Multiple Oscars.
Yeah.
So there's that. It is almost a 2-hour movie. It goes for an hour and 58 minutes.
Yeah. It's a long movie.
So
it's surprising.
I know that I feel like reading it went pretty quickly, but I think that's just because the story, I think, is also really good. So it goes, the pace is,
the pace is good.
Yeah.
There was no point in it where I was like, this is droning on, or this doesn't need to be here.
Right.
Like, everything was very
purposeful,
intentional.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing that I felt like if it was taken out, it would.
Right.
If something was taken out, it would detract from the film.
Like, even the super long first running scene, you know what I mean? Like,
it
when
gave
we
context.
open, it gave context.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. We know she's in the academy. Like,
that she's fit. You kind of get a hint at, like, maybe some kind of a military-ish training, and then it's the reveal of the FBI.
Important. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So I personally agree with this Rotten Tomatoes score because I've loved this movie forever, at least since I watched it. 95%.
Yes.
95, big percentage.
I will say what's funny. This movie is great.
Yeah.
What's wild? The next movie we're doing has a higher Rotten Tomato.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
By how much?
You said it was what?
95?
98? Yeah.
Are there any movies that are 100%?
I don't know.
I'm sure.
I would think so, yes.
I'm sure there are.
But yeah, no.
Nah.
Our next movie.
Personally, 90s movies are always going to be like the best movies ever.
Yeah, no.
Except for Pride and Prejudice, which came out in 2005. But still.
Yeah, no.
90s movies.
Our next film has a 98% on Rotten Tomato.
That's wild. I guess you'll just have to find out at the end of this episode what is next week.
Which is wild.
I think that is crazy. But especially because this is literally Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It is that movie.
Yeah.
Like, so, when I watched this movie for the first time, I wasn't that big into horror yet, but psychological thriller.
Yes.
Oh my God. This put me onto those for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I say this one like is my favorite. Just because
and this is definitely a film for like the true crime baddies.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, it's
very
horror
similar to like
Black Phone.
Come
type.
on.
Yeah. If you like Silence of the Lambs, you like Black Phone.
Yes. It's got that same vibe.
Yeah. Just maybe a little more
supernatural. Just a little bit more supernatural.
Yeah. And I think Silence of the Lambs is a little more creepy.
Yeah. This is more true crime.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, and then within this movie, the death count was 5.
Yes.
There's that. And then we obviously have our wonderful, glorious cast.
Mhm.
Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
The legend.
Mhm.
We also have Jodie Foster as Clarice.
Yeah.
Ted Levine as Buffalo Bill.
Mhm.
And then did you put...
I've got Scott Glenn as Jack Crawford.
Yep.
And Anthony Heald as Dr. Frederick Chilton.
I also put Brooke Smith as Catherine, because she
Yeah.
got got. She played her part.
Yeah, she played her part.
No!
Don't leave me.
It puts the lotion
It puts,
in the basket.
and honestly, that's part of my commentary is the fact that when they make comments about like when the senator is on TV and they're like,
Right.
oh, they're using her name. No, but they're using her name and being
Yeah.
like, that humanizes her.
Yeah, humanizer.
And when
he
you
just
see
goes,
him, he's like, it puts it.
because he's actively trying to separate
But
from
also,
that human
Hannibal
side of
calls her
himself.
Clarice.
Right.
He's keeping her human.
Yeah.
He's not turning her into an object
Yeah.
because he likes her.
Yeah. It's weird. I mean, he did
He caused
say,
the
"Don't
death
worry."
of another inmate
Yeah.
because he was offended by their actions towards Clarice.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
He likes her.
Mm-hmm. In what way? I don't know if I want to know, but that's fine. I don't.
I'm
have
going
to
to say
know.
it this way. I'm going to say it this way. Because it feels right for Hannibal. It's the way that you like a pet.
Right. Yeah. Don't touch my pet. That's my pet.
Yeah.
But I can treat my pet however I want to treat my pet.
Yes. That's exactly the vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
No, treat all of your pets
With
with love,
and
and
respect.
care.
truly.
And if you don't, I will find you.
Yes.
Genuinely.
So, before we get into anything crazy,
Right. Yes.
I got some HHN updates.
Of course.
It's only a couple, but I think my theory was confirmed.
Hell yeah.
So I will say we're still missing one fucking scare zone. One.
Right.
We're missing one. A singular scare zone is still hanging in the balance right now. And I just need it to be announced.
Right.
I just need it to be announced.
Hopefully next time we're filming the next episode.
Truly. Fingers crossed. But I will say 2 more houses were announced. Officially. They finally officially gave Five Nights at Freddy's its actual announcement, which is very
So
exciting.
exciting.
I'm glad that they really announced it. I think that they're going to have some other stuff possibly during the event that's thematically about it or around it.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume at this point. And then the last house is the Horrors of the Wyatt Six, which is our WWE themed house. The trailer for it actually looks like it's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be a good house.
For Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
I haven't
Their
seen
little
any of the
video
trailers yet.
trailer. Oh,
But I will be watching them.
I'm going to say this because I also now have an extra theory that I did not confirm, which I should have, but didn't. Every single one of the little trailers have been done on a TV with someone banging.
Are you saying the direct?
I think it's the director because if I'm correct, in his story, he's capturing the souls of people in his films.
Oh, shit. Then yeah.
And that's an assumption based on my personal memory and not me confirming it.
Right.
But that is the theory that I'm thinking is that it's the director, maybe
That's a good
this
theory.
year's.
Well, if they've all been on TVs, then.
Yeah, they like literally every single one of them starts in a living room. And there's a TV there.
Oh, yeah.
And someone is banging on the inside, and then you get your trailer for the house.
Then yeah, probably.
So I think that the director is a real good hint towards that. Truly.
Well, when do they usually announce the
I don't think that they
icon?
do until the
like
event
the event
starts.
Gotcha.
Because that's like a big story pull.
Like reveal.
Now, we are actually getting 2 shows this year.
That's right. They didn't do the other one for the past couple of years, right?
Yeah. So we're actually getting a lake show. The Haunt a ghoulish
Hauntophonic.
journey.
Mm.
A ghost story is rising from its watery grave to haunt the Universal Studios lagoon, featuring towering water screens and eerie music. So that they're actually going to have a water show. They did it like for the 30th anniversary. I know they had a water show, and then they just haven't since then. So this is the first time they've done it since that time. And then we have our show, which is called Nightmare Fuel, Circus of Decay.
So they did stick to the circus theme.
So my theory last time was that they were going to make a continuation of the previous show. I think this is cool because the other one, it was called Nightmare Fuel. What was it? Oh, I'm gonna try and find that real quick. It was called Nightmare Fuel Nocturnal Circus. And that was from his point of view. This one is called Nightmare Fuel Circus of Decay, which makes it feel more like we're seeing it from the inside of the circus, which I said would be cool if we got from her perspective. Or at least whether it's her perspective or the ringleader or something to that effect on the inside of the circus. And that title definitely gives that vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely excited and interested to see what that's going to be about. And like I said, we're fucking missing one scare zone. One and one alone. So
it shall be dropped.
It has to be dropped soon. So probably within the next week or two it will drop. And then we will get to do our HHN part 1 where we go in and make our thoughts on before we get to the event, and then you'll get our part 2 after the event.
Yay!
So it'll be nice and exciting. I'm kind of I'm ready for this fucking year to start, man. I'm ready for this HHN.
Me too. I'm so excited. We're all so excited.
It's such a good lineup.
We may or may not be working the event again.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be fun to attend and to work it, and then you know, be able to, because again, this lineup this year, like the scare zones, the houses,
they're solid.
They're really good. Like everything is, I'm really glad.
Like there aren't many houses. I don't know if there are any houses actually where I'm like,
yeah, I'm interested in every one of them.
A few last year where I was like,
that you were 50-50.
Sound like it's gonna be the best that I know HHN can be. I always love it.
And honestly, I will say this, there's been a lot of people who have said that they believe that last year's was a throwaway year because of Epic.
Yeah. I've said, I know I'm definitely one of them.
So that's definitely been like, there have been that thought process. It's not that the houses last year were terrible.
No, they were not.
But this year, there's a strong substance to this,
and I'm really excited to possibly be a part of all of it.
Same. I'm ready, man. I'm fucking ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for HHN to start.
In less than a month, girl.
Dude,
literally less than a month.
Less than a month.
Almost 3 weeks.
Truly. Like, my HHN fucking training and shit starts next effing week.
Yeah. I have orientation in like a week.
Yeah.
Or sorry, 10 days, something like that.
Yeah.
Ugh. But it's here.
It's fucking here, man.
It happens every time where we're like, what?
It's here.
What?
We're all very excited about it.
Yes.
Even the team
members.
members.
It's the best time of year because it just is. It's spooky. It's amazing. It's fun. It's festive. It's awesome. It's like...
It's truly an exciting time.
It's our birthdays. It's...
Yeah, truly.
So, yeah.
It's the right time.
It is.
Truly. Truly. Oh.
My soul is happy now.
Yeah. We're finally kind of getting into it, man.
Yes.
And I'm ready. But, all right. Back to the silence of the lambs.
Indeed.
Getting into my notes because I got some good collection of notes.
I saw you had a beefy collection.
I have a decently beefy collection.
I like it.
Funnily enough, not a whole lot of necessarily special effects stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is a very story driven. Like, yeah, it's got some effects,
Right.
but it's most of the effects are some of your more standard, quote, quote, standard effects.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got some stuff about like the costuming, and things like that
Yeah.
I think will be kind of interesting.
For sure.
Especially because of the fact that, like, hello, one of the most iconic visuals from Hannibal Lecter is this film.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean the movie poster. Fucking come on.
Yeah.
So, as I've stated, this movie is based on the 1988 novel by Thomas Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this film, so it was the second film to feature the character Hannibal Lecter.
Which I haven't seen any other ones. Confession.
Confession, same. And that's on me. I really need to.
Yeah.
I've been very bad about watching franchises, and I need to
Yeah.
watch franchises.
I want to watch the rest of these, especially because it is the one that got me into psychological horror. Like, I need to do it justice.
Because it's not even just that. It's also the idea that, for me at least, watching a franchise makes it easier in making the list of what
Yeah.
films to do
Mhm.
for the podcast.
Also, you just get deeper history and
Yeah,
understanding
more lore
of
about it.
the franchise. So it's better that we watch it so we can also have more stuff for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the first was Manhunt in 1986, directed by Michael Mann, was based on the first novel in the Lecter series,
Mm-hmm.
Red Dragon, which is 1981.
Okay.
Prior to the release of the Silence of the Lambs novel, Orion Pictures partnered with Gene Hackman to adapt it for film. With Hackman set to direct and possibly star in as FBI agent Jack Crawford, negotiations were made to split the cost to $500,000,
Okay.
right between Hackman and the studio.
Mm.
The producers also had to acquire the rights to Lecter's character, which were owned by Manhunter producer Dion De Laurentiis, owing to the financial failure of Manhunt.
Gotcha.
De Laurentiis lent the rights to Orion for free.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
Like, this movie failed. You can have the character for
Yep.
a while.
Yeah.
Like, just take it for free.
right.
Now,
I hope they just at least offered him something after, though. Been like, hey, this movie was successful.
yeah. So you know how these characters, these actors,
yeah.
are like it for
Mhm.
this film. It.
Mhm.
These are like, that's it.
Yeah.
I preface, both of these actors, Anthony Hopkins, come the fuck on. I love that. Like,
Right.
hello.
Mhm.
And fucking Jodie Foster, come on.
Right.
Both of them, fantastic. Nothing against them.
Mm-mm.
They were essentially what would be quantified as like last picks for this film,
Really?
which is a wild experience. Reading through this, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't think any of us can see these two characters as anybody else other than them.
Right?
So it's kind of wild. So Jodie Foster was interested in playing the FBI agent Clary Starling immediately
Yeah.
after reading the novel.
Yeah.
However, despite having just won an Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance in The Accused at the 61st Academy Award, Demi was not initially convinced that she was right for the role.
What?
Having just collaborated on Married to the Mob, the 1988 film, Demi's first choice for the role of Starling was Michelle Pfeiffer.
What? No. No.
Yep. Who
No.
turned it down later, saying
Yeah.
it was a difficult decision, but that she had gotten nervous about the subject matter.
Fair, but Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay, she's in a lot of things. I don't think I could see her in this film at all.
Oh, just wait. He then approached Meg Ryan, who also turned it
Meg
down
Ryan?
for its gruesome themes. Wait. The studio was skeptical about Laura Dern as a bankable choice.
Want Laura Dern. Sorry, I don't like her as an actress. I know she's in Jurassic Park and she slays, but other than that, no.
So Foster was ultimately awarded the role due to
everyone
her
else turning it
passion
down?
for the character.
Are you
Everybody else turned it
serious?
down. She was so passionate. She was the first one to be like, I want to be this character. And they
Right.
were like, nah.
Nah. Everyone else is like,
She got an Academy Award, whatever. And they were like,
oh my god.
nah, you won't be the last
I
choice.
think it just goes to show like that it was meant for her.
But
Like,
here's the other
something
thing.
in the universe.
And here's what's even
it was
stupider.
not meant for anyone else.
Molly Ringwald also auditioned, but was deemed too young. So quite literally, last pick.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm like,
Wow.
what? And wait till you hear the next one.
The last pick?
Wait till you hear the next one.
How are you all just gonna skip over my girl like that?
For the role of Lecter, Demi originally approached Sean Connery. After Connery turned it down, Anthony Hopkins was offered the role based on his performance in The Elephant Man, 1980.
Uh-huh.
When Hopkins' agents told him that the script was on its way, the title, The Silence of the Lambs, Hopkins responded, "Is it a children's story?"
Oh no.
Because the title would make you think that.
Right.
And then Hopkins called his agent back after reading the first 10 pages
And said
said, "This is the best part I've ever read."
wow. Oh, good.
He accepted the role after having dinner with Demi.
Mm-hmm.
So other actors considered for the role, hold on to your butts: Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Derek Jacobs, and Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh my god.
Forrest Whitaker has stated that he also auditioned for the role.
There's so many.
Truly a fucking cavalcade list of people.
No, there's so many, but they only belong to Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins.
Truly.
Like that's it.
Truly.
That's it.
Truly. I was like, that's a wild ass list of people.
That's a
Well,
thick
shit.
list too. Ooh.
Truly. And I'm kind of getting into a bit of that costume, especially the mask
Yeah.
that Hopkins wears became an
Yeah.
iconic symbol of the film.
Ooh, yeah.
So it was created by Eddie Cubberley of Frenchtown, New Jersey, who had made masks for the NHL goalkeepers. Hopkins developed his portrayal of Lecter by drawing inspiration from the HAL 9000 computer, as voiced by Douglas Rain in 2001: A Space Odyssey, as well as the vocal patterns of writer Truman Capote. So the way he spoke. In a 2001 interview with GQ, Hopkins clarified that he did not base Lecter's vocal cadence on Katharine Hepburn, as some people had believed. He also revealed that the decision to play Lecter as still and unblinking was not influenced by Charles Manson,
Oh yeah. Shit.
as some had speculated.
All right.
Hopkins admitted to being intimidated by Foster, who had just won an
Really?
Academy Award and initially
Fair
felt
enough.
scared to talk to her.
Aww. Sweet man.
Very cute.
Sweet man.
That's very cute.
He's like, she won an Oscar. Oh my god.
She's so famous.
She's so famous. Mr. Hopkins.
Mr. The Hopkins. Mr. Anthony Hopkins. What are you talking about? Truly.
That's okay.
Truly. So,
He's humbled. It's cool.
ultimately, Gene Hackman was cast to play Jack Crawford, the agent in charge of the behavioral science unit of the FBI in Quantico, Virginia. But he found the script too violent.
Are you kidding me?
Scott Glenn was then cast in the role.
Yep. Everyone's saying too violent, too violent.
Truly.
It was just too violent for the time, I guess.
Truly.
But it's like, I feel like there are other movies before its time that are like,
Oh, dude, wait till you hear these next bits,
Oh my
because this
God.
is wild.
okay.
Because the man still was there. Glenn, in preparation for the role, Glenn met with John E. Douglas. Douglas gave Glenn a tour of the Quantico facility, the real one, and also played for him an audio tape containing various recordings that serial killers Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris had made of themselves raping and torturing a 16-year-old girl.
No.
According to Douglas, Glenn wept as he listened to the recordings.
Yeah.
And even changed his liberal stance on the death penalty.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's intense.
So they traumatized him?
Truly.
Pain creates change, I guess.
Truly. Like, I don't know why they had to go that far into preparing for the role, but like, I mean,
oh my God. They traumatized him.
He plays the behavioral science unit.
Well.
So, like, he does it right. He's got it there, but like, damn.
My God. Poor guy.
Yeah. So the overall production of the film, the principal photography began on November 15th, 1989, and wrapped on March 1st, 1990. So filming primarily took place in and around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with some scenes shot in nearby northern West Virginia. The Victorian home in Perryopolis, Pennsylvania, used as Buffalo Bill's home in the film, went up for sale in August 2015 for $300,000. The home sat on the market for nearly a year before finally settling for $195,000. So the exterior of the Western Center near Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, served as the setting for the Baltimore State Hospital for the criminally insane. A scene set in the FBI director's office was filmed in the office of United States Secretary of Labor, Elizabeth Dole, in Washington, D.C. In what was a rare act of cooperation at the time, the FBI allowed scenes to be filmed at the FBI Academy in Quantico.
What the fuck?
Some FBI staff members even acted in bit parts.
Oh my God. That is because they got an actual Oscar winner
Truly.
to come film. That's how.
Yeah. And then the design for the basement and pit used by Buffalo Bill was inspired by the real life kidnappings and murders performed by Gary M. Heidnik.
I do talk about him a little bit.
I was like, I read that and I was like, she's gonna have something about that in there.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oof. All right. So, getting into some of the reasons why this movie works so well.
Yeah.
And terrifies so many audience is because of how it was shot.
Okay.
So when you shoot the film from the point of view of the protagonist, it makes it harder for the audience to escape. That's wild to think about it like that. So the idea of it's just a movie becomes harder and harder to believe when you're in the perspective of the protagonist. So Demme controls every scene in this movie. The most important way he does this is through shooting everything from Clarice's point of view. Like, of course, the whole movie isn't shot like a first-person shooter video game, but the framing reflects the main character's view. There's a scene when Clarice is investigating the home of one of Buffalo Bill's first victims. Rather than just following Clarice around the room, the camera focuses on what she's looking at before she approaches it. Demme shows the camera's gaze turning towards it and then Clarice walking towards it. In this, we feel like we are Clarice for a brief moment.
Right.
Like we're the ones becoming aware of this thing.
We're discovering things as she is.
Truly. So this choice of camera angle is better able to put us in the shoes of Clarice rather than just being an omniscient bystander.
I think that's partly why I really
successful.
enjoyed just this film, just because of the way it was shot. Like,
truly, it has a vibe to it.
It does. That I really like it.
Yeah.
And I want more movies this way.
Truly. And honestly, and it keeps going, truly.
Yeah.
Because in a way, Demi controls the minds of his characters. To go back to the scene when Clarice is investigating the home, the first thing she does when she enters the victim's room is look out the window.
Right.
We don't see her do this, per se. The camera looks out the window instead.
Mm-hmm.
In this, we follow Clarice's thought process of checking to see if anyone nearby would have been able to see the inside of the victim's room.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the victim may have been chosen.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because basically Jonathan Demme makes us all honorary members of the FBI
Yeah.
for an hour or so and lets us see what it's like to investigate such a grisly crime.
Which was really cool.
It's quite an immersive way to shoot a film and works out very well. Of course, there is a fair amount of blood and guts in the film, particularly near the end when Hannibal eats a few people. However, that's never the focus of the shot. Jonathan Demme instead chose to focus on reactions. We hear the screams of the scared police officers as Hannibal attacks, but we don't really see what happens to them.
Right.
Only the aftermath. There are multiple times that Clarice is shown crime scene photos, but we don't actually get to see said photos. Instead, we see Clarice's reserve only the aftermath, her response to seeing it. There are multiple times that Clarice, like, we see her disgust. So some horror movies thrive on gore, truly.
Yeah.
Movies like Saw or Hostel build their entire premise around it. The Silence of the Lambs doesn't need to engage its viewers. Demme takes a page from Alfred Hitchcock's book and realizes that suspense and tension are what make a successful thriller. In another moment,
so true, and
truly
good reveals.
Truly good reveals, yes. Because in another moment of Demme's expertise, in only focusing on what he wants the audience to focus on, controlling the story completely.
Yeah.
Because another aspect of the filming, another significant component of it, is the use of extra close-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Like characters' faces often filling the entire frame, offering an uncomfortable level of intimacy that increases the emotional intensity of the scene.
One that I won't forget is definitely like when they're on Hannibal's face with,
yes,
with the mask
and
on
it's
it.
that.
Yep. That is
or even when he's in the cell and he's talking to her and you get that really
Mm-hmm.
close look as he's asking and talking to her and you're like, this is very close.
Right.
Like you feel the discomfort. And this technique is particularly potent between Clarice and Hannibal.
Yeah.
The near claustrophobic close-up not only heightens the tension, but also places the audience in an unnerving position, forcing them to engage with the chilling narrative up close.
Yeah.
Which is truly, like, it's got it. This film has a very, has many scenes that just make you uncomfortable. Extremely uncomfortable. Whether it be them talking with like just normal people or her talking with Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
There's just moments that you're just kind of like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that there's a scene where we're seeing it from her perspective when she's in the autopsy room and she's telling all the cops to leave the room.
Mm.
And you get that moment of where you're seeing it through her eyes, so she's shorter.
Mm.
And they're all kind of just there staring at her. And you're just like, ooh, I don't like this. But, like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Respect me, but also you make me uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, which is fascinating.
Not the height difference.
I think that was such a potent scene.
What a great intentional shot.
Like, cause you get that vibe of like a feeling of like wanting to be seen as equal, but clearly being looked down on.
Because obviously, you're a woman.
Yep.
So not only are you physically just shorter, they just see you that way too.
Truly. And also getting into the costumes, because they also deserve attention.
Yes.
Going way beyond Lecter's mask and Buffalo Bill's World of Human skin suit. The clothing and the costumes were designed by Colleen Atwood, a future favorite of the Academy, and represents an oft forgotten part of her artistry, the ability to ground grotesquerie in reality and use clothing to define the relationship between people. So when The Silence of the Lamb was shot, Atwood was not nearly as well known as she was and is today. By 1991, her only Tim Burton flick was Edward Scissorhands. And the days of Oscar adoration were still far away for her. So looking at her filmography, one might surmise that Jonathan Demme chose her to costume The Silence of the Lamb based on the designer's work in Michael Mann's Manhunter, a previous adaptation of his Lecter novel. However, the opposite was true. Demme explicitly wanted to avoid hiring the same people that had done that movie. And Atwood kept it from him for as long as she could. So that she could work on the film.
Oh, so she was like, I didn't work on that movie.
No.
Was he mad when?
Well,
I guess it doesn't matter now.
Because what recommended her was her work in Demme's Michelle Pfeiffer starring Married to the Mob. That's what did it.
Gotcha.
So the jump from broad comedy to horror.
Wait, so how did he not know that she was, though? Aren't there end credits? And like IMDb,
yeah, but you have to pay attention.
And
you're wrong decade.
Or not? Yeah, I guess not.
This like IMDb earlier. And like, no, IMDb wasn't really a thing yet.
Oh my god. Oh my
yep.
god.
Yep. Because it's hilarious because she was basically it was the jump from comedy to horror.
Yeah.
So the same basic philosophy unites the two projects as far as costume designs is concerned. Rather than creating a visual spectacle for spectacle, instead of creating a visual spectacle for spectacle's sake, or constructing characters as insular and kind of boxed in, Atwood, her work regards clothing as a reaction. So the clothing is a response to things. So we get to know the individual and their world by how each person responds to an observing gaze.
Right.
So whether one thing of a mobster dynasty or a gaggle of FBI colleagues full of preconceived notions. Perchance a psychopath, a mentor, or even the mirror's reflected gaze. That's the irrefutable truth. So Jodie Foster's Clarice Starling is a particularly perfect example of fashion as a shape-shifting reaction. In Harris's novel, Clarice is actually abstract. While most characters are detailed, like very detailed and described, the FBI trainee is mostly imagined through her actions and how others, including many disgusting men, respond to her presence. So we know she's petite, we know she's beautiful and exudes maturity, but little more than that. The nature of conventional filmmaking means that Demme and company couldn't follow the same approach. Part of the wardrobe was obviously predetermined by the setting of her professional office attire.
Right.
Our very introduction to the character happens as she's clothed in the Quantico Academy workout gear. A sweaty gray sweatshirt that somehow makes her look both fragile and formidable. And then obviously just a little bit on the character of Hannibal Lecter is as much a miracle of astute costuming as he is a superb Oscar-winning performance.
Yes.
What's most apparent when first meeting him is how pristine the man looks.
Yeah.
Despite wearing a simple jumpsuit like the other prisoners in the ward, Lecter's outfit is tailored within an inch of its life. So perfectly fitted, one gets a sense of his sophistication with just a glance. The tealish gray also surprises, perpetuating the movie's damp feel while circumventing the cliche prison orange.
Right.
He only wears that citrusy shade when he's play acting acquiescence and being rolled around by Chilton in a straitjacket and mask.
Right.
Because the mask was a source of an actual headache for the costuming team. As many options were considered and screen tested, initially grid-like constructions were chosen, taken from fencing equipment.
I mean, makes sense.
However, as more versions were found, it became evident that something new would have to be designed from scratch.
That's wild. There was nothing like that
Nothing
already existed.
So as a result, Atwood's final creation extrapolated from the idea of a hockey mask,
Yeah. Fair enough.
which it does have that, a dehumanizing sculpture in fiberglass.
Mm-hmm.
So when the prototype was complete, the designers fell in love with the raw color and texture of the material, thinking it both emulates flesh and leather.
Yep.
And that's how one of horror cinema's most unforgettable props came to be.
Yeah. You can't miss this one.
Oh, yeah. But that is the end of my notes. My very thick list of notes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But
Some crazy
it's-
stuff.
It's some fascinating thought process that go into thing. And that's not even just going into the whole nature of like the way they dressed her in regards to like the men around her, that it was
Yeah.
clear like it's a feminine film, but it has a story process in the clothing about like male gaze perceived
Yeah.
on female
Yeah.
in the same like
A whole
business.
study could be on it.
it's crazy. There's so much to it. Absolutely so much to it.
Well, that's what happens when you've got a bunch of super talented people who care about a project.
And great working material.
Yeah. Yes.
Like-
that already exists.
Yeah.
So you can just pull from that.
You have a good basis.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool that the character of Starling in the book is kind of an abstract thing, and you only kind of get her based on other people's descriptions.
Right. But the movie's just her.
And them
It's her
having to like
perspective.
bring that concept
Yeah.
into life is kind of fun.
Yeah, I still can't get over the whole Scott Glenn thing though. Poor guy. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, that would be terrifying.
That's harsh for anybody.
Yeah.
But honestly, if
Yeah.
more people
Truly. Yes.
knew that,
Knew how bad it was.
yeah.
Didn't separate themselves by it that much.
Yeah, that's why we continue to allow abuse on women in this
Yep.
world. Because people don't really know the realities
Or
of it.
choose not to.
Or choose not to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But anyway,
You got some good
I've
some
got
good
some
stuff for me.
There are a couple things in here that we've already discussed. But nonetheless, I'm still gonna get into it.
Hell yeah.
So basically just the inspirations behind
Yes.
Silence of the Lambs, because there's a lot
Yeah.
and there's a lot of history to it. And I know that Buffalo Bill and Hannibal Lecter are not real characters, they're fictional, but they do come from real life people.
Yes.
Um,
Some real
oh,
killers.
did you not know that? Were you not scared of them before?
Yeah.
Are you scared now?
Yeah. Truly.
So basically, Buffalo Bill. He is a character that is compiled by a bunch of different people.
Yes.
Not just like an inspiration of one or two. Like it is like 3, maybe more.
Yeah.
But
Which I kind of get, because I don't know if I have an idea of one of the people that you might have on that list.
yeah. So one of them is going to be, or the first two are going to be ones that I've talked about before, I think. But the first one's going to be Mr. Ed Gein.
Yeah, I was about to sound like Ed Gein.
Yep.
His skin
Ed
suits.
Gein, skin suits. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
this
yeah.
one is the most like obvious
Yes.
to who Buffalo Bill is based on.
Yes, the skin suit thing. I was like, that's Ed Gein right there.
Yeah, it is the most direct and
Yeah.
visually disturbing influence on
Yes.
Buffalo Bill. Mr. Ed Gein, he lived in Plainfield, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1957, basically everything that he had done came to life. It was all revealed. And it was stuff of genuine nightmares.
Truly grotesque shit.
Extreme. I don't even know. But he was a reclusive man.
Mm-hmm.
But especially after his mother's death.
Oh,
And
yeah.
because the relationship with his mother was odd.
Yeah.
Very odd relationship, very obviously toxic.
Odd but common in regards to serial killers.
Yes, very common with that serial killer. Like,
Yeah.
something's up with them. Like, their relationship with their mom it's just always strange. I don't know. But basically, after his mom died, he began to rob graves of recently buried middle-aged women.
Yep.
Yeah. And he would use their remains to create basic household items. You know?
Yep.
A
A lampshade.
A lampshade.
Yeah.
I think a couch
Yep.
cover, something.
Yep.
There was a belt. Oh, the belt was, I think it was
the
a nipple belt. Very
Yep.
famous. Very
the
famous.
nipple belt.
Yeah, so he did all those things. And clothing. He made clothing out of their skin, including face masks and a vest. And when police investigated the disappearance of a local store owner named Bernice Warden, they found her decapitated body hanging in a shed on his property.
Yeah.
So that is basically what led to the reveal of all these things.
Yeah.
But after that, they searched his house, and then they uncovered a horrifying collection of body parts and trophies.
Truly.
So basically, he used human skin for a suit, and that is the most like prominent connection between
Yes.
Gein and Buffalo Bill.
Because you do get to see
Yeah.
the skin suit at the end of the film for a moment.
Yeah. It's haunting.
Yeah.
Because it's the fact that this was a real person who did these types
Yes.
of things. It's not just in a movie.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
like,
not a fictional character. It's based on a real person.
Yeah. And I know I've talked about Ed Gein before, and I don't know when, but I don't know how many times, but I know we definitely talked about it when we talked about the Zach Bagans Museum.
Yes.
Just because.
Because he has something.
Yeah, like I think his cauldron and then the shovel he used to like
Yes. Yeah.
dig up the
people,
bodies.
yeah.
And then I guess one guy like donated a piece of his skin after he died.
Yeah.
So that they could see just
to have skin that.
reflect. It just made it
Yeah.
more immersive, I guess.
Because I know that, if I'm correct, Ed Gein, like, he dug up his mother.
I think so.
Because he kept, if I remember correctly from hearing about it, he would go to the grave and, like,
Cry at her, like
And-
scream at her.
and ask her to, like, come back to
come
life.
back to life. Yeah. So I think I think she was the first one that he dug up, and then after that it was like continuous.
He was extremely disturbed.
I don't think he technically was a serial killer. I think he only killed 2 people, and to be a serial killer, I think you need 3. But he definitely dug up a bunch more bodies.
Yeah.
So
He dug up a lot of bodies.
he might not be a serial killer, but he's still mental.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still needed some psychological help.
Yeah.
Um,
He's a terrifying figure of history.
terrifying. Another one that I know I've talked about before, I think when we talked about Zach Bagans, because he's also at this museum, would be Mr. Ted Bundy.
Yeah, Ted Bundy.
Mr. Ted Bundy. I don't need to say much about him.
Yeah, it's Ted Bundy.
It's Ted Bundy, but I'm just going to talk about like some of the inspirations.
I mean, Hannibal Lecter. Come the fuck on.
Well, this is for Buffalo Bill specifically.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So for Ted Bundy, they pulled some stuff to create Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Especially like his predatory methods.
Yes.
Where he would fake an injury.
Yes. Dude, I saw
often-
that and I was
yeah.
like, yes,
Yep.
that's 100%.
Ted Bundy, yeah.
He would
so-
have like a fake cast on his arm.
Yeah, he would do broken arm in a cast, or
Mhm.
he would do crutches.
Yep.
And he would ask women for help, and then that would disarm his victims and then make them more vulnerable to being abducted. So it was like, oh, it's a frail dude who has an injury. I'm gonna help him. Well, he ruined helping men forever.
As the ladies of My Favorite Murder would say, a fuck politeness.
Yeah, fuck politeness. If you're nah.
As are the ladies of the My Favorite Murder,
Yeah.
fuck politeness.
Yep. But yeah, so that exact thing, like him faking a broken arm to lure Catherine Martin into his van, was
Yeah.
direct pull from Ted Bundy.
It's kind of crazy how you can see such the strong connections between the use of the serial killer to these characters.
Well, there's also another like Ted Bundy connection. We know that the film's like core narrative is about the collaboration between
Yes.
Clarice and
Yes. Like the inmate and the
yeah, but that was actually inspired by Detective Robert Keppel, a homicide investigator in Washington State. He had a series of conversations with Ted Bundy, and so that's kind of where that pulls from.
Cool.
While Ted Bundy was on death row, he had many conversations with him about just the stuff that he did.
Yeah.
So obviously Bundy is very manipulative.
Yes.
And like people like to say that he's intelligent, which for sure he was able to escape prison and then keep killing a little more. So
Yeah. So you got a little bit of the Hannibal
yeah,
in that vibe.
so you got a little bit there, but yeah, and then Keppel actually used like these conversations and these interviews to help an investigation of something called the Green River Killer.
Yes.
So like it's literally the same storyline.
Yeah.
But there was another guy who Buffalo Bill was inspired of, and that was Gary Heidnik.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we said earlier. So this inspiration specifically is for the basement pit. The basement pit was taken from the real life crimes of Gary Heidnik.
Yeah.
This was in Philadelphia in the 1980s. Heidnik kidnapped 6 women and held them captive in this pit that he had dug in his basement.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy fucking
Yes.
shit. You just dug it in your basement, and now you're subjecting women to extreme torture, which included electrocution
Yep.
and starvation,
Yep.
which led to the deaths of 2 of his victims. He also allegedly fed the dismembered remains of one victim to the others. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A detail that was not fully confirmed at trial.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if you're capable of doing the other stuff.
Yes.
Then you're capable
Of doing
of
this.
anything. So, yeah. That specific idea was the inspiration. The idea of a killer holding women captive in a pit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Directly took from
Yeah.
Heidnik. So that's Buffalo Bill.
Yeah. That's just Buffalo Bill.
Just Buffalo Bill. I thought this story behind the inspiration for Hannibal Lecter
Mm-hmm.
was crazier.
You know?
Okay. So, Thomas Harris,
Yes.
the man who wrote
The Silence
Silence
of the Lambs.
Lambs, the
Mhm.
book. In the early 1960s, he was a young journalist.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a young journalist.
Okay.
He decided to travel to a prison in Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico, to interview an American inmate named Dykes Askew Simmons. So during his visit, he met a man that he believed was the prison doctor, a surgeon named Alfredo Bali Trevino, who he called Dr. Salazar in his writings.
Which sounds familiar.
Yeah, Dr. Salazar in his writings. So Harris was really struck by the doctor's articulate and elegant nature. And he also had this really piercing gaze. And then they had a conversation about, you know, the nature of torment and the criminal mind.
Yeah.
And things like that. And then it wasn't until after the interview that the warden revealed to Harris that Dr. Salazar was actually an inmate and a murderer himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the warden then added that the doctor's surgical skills meant he could package his victim in a surprisingly small box.
That's horrific.
So
Truly.
yeah, terrifying. But after that encounter, he definitely was struck with the core inspiration that led to Hannibal Lecter's character.
Yeah.
You know, the brilliant, refined, highly dangerous man who is also a killer, you know?
He's very smart. He's very intelligent. He's very put together.
Very put together.
He will kill you.
He will kill you, yes. Well, Trevino, the man that he had interviewed that he thought was the doctor, he had murdered his lover. His name was Jesus Castillo Rangel. He used chloroform before dismembering.
So put him to sleep.
Yeah, before dismembering him and placing his body parts in a box. Yeah. He was also suspected of killing and dismembering several hitchhikers. So just many hitchhikers. And then Trevino was sentenced to death in 1961. So the year after. But then the sentence was commuted. Yeah. So he got off. He was released.
That's crazy.
I think it was 20 years he was released from prison. After 2 decades. And then he continued to practice medicine. No, but listen to this. He continued to practice medicine, and he would often provide it for free for the poor.
You know,
so
a man who killed a lot of the less dead, now just giving medical stuff to people who would be quantified as the less dead, is wild.
It's crazy.
I'm like
you're out here dismembering hitchhikers and killing your lover and then giving free medical care to poor people.
I mean,
if that's how you repent,
okay,
I guess. But I thought that was wild.
That is crazy.
I thought that was wild. Absolutely wild.
Mm-hmm.
But that is all the notes that I have. Just wanted to touch on some inspirations and bring up some more.
We know that there's been a lot of cannibalistic serial killers. We know that there's been the Ed Gein, all of those stories, all those bits and pieces. It's a really good film about true crime.
Yes.
It really is. It's got a lot of good information. It's fascinating. It's well shot. It's just a overall really, really good film.
I agree. I really do agree.
Yeah. It's a classic for a reason.
For sure. And it was only in the 90s. That's not that long ago.
Yeah, no.
So it still holds up. For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's, what, 30-some years ago?
34? Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone's still alive, you know?
Yeah.
All these actors are still around, thank goodness.
Yeah.
But, yep.
You got a 1 star?
I do.
Lay it on me.
I shall. This one's kind of thick. All right. I really wanted to leave the theater several times during the premiere of this cornball turkey.
This is definitely not a new review. Cool.
No,
it's an old review.
Old review.
Mm-hmm.
But I stayed till the bitter end.
Mm-hmm.
I was not scared. I was not repulsed. I was annoyed. Grand histrionics, laughable dialogue, fava beans indeed. Impossible plot holes, and as mismatched a pair of leads as one could imagine, made this a tedious experience. And the idiocy of a main character whose parents named him Hannibal, and he just happens to grow up to become a cannibal? Really? Sounds like an idea Chester Gould would have discarded as corny and unbelievable. While Jodie Foster displays no personality at all, Anthony Hopkins gives an outrageously hammy performance that would make Donald Pleasance wince. In fact, Hannibal Lecter eats so much scenery in this film. How could he possibly have any room left for people? The reaction to this dog after I saw it was truly amazing and very depressing. As far as I'm concerned, the Oscars have always been beneath contempt. So when this celluloid Necco wafer won several gilded statuettes, I was not surprised. But I am still depressed that it is considered by many to be a classic. Feh. What the fuck is a celluloid Necco wafer?
Okay, I know what Necco wafers are.
Yeah.
Those are a candy.
Yes.
Those are actually very good.
Uh-huh.
You can get them in just chocolate, or you can get them in like a variety pack, and they're like a totally different like flavor for each bit.
Yeah.
They're good. Okay, so all of the wording makes you sound very of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard something so outdated. It's wild.
Yeah.
Also, the mismatch vibe of the two main characters is like part of the charm of the film.
Literally.
Because
that's the whole point.
It's their dichotomy that is what's so attractive about the film.
Yeah.
Because you're watching two people who are so very different interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yes, his name's fucking Hannibal Lecter. That is the wildest name in the world.
Do you think his parents really named him that?
Like, it's a wild ass name.
Hannibal the Cannibal. I'm pretty sure he knew what he was before he went over there and changed his name at the courthouse.
Truly. So that's the name is the name is the name.
Yeah.
But like the way that the actors portrayed these characters was so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The vibe that Anthony Hopkins gave for Hannibal is perfect. That's the way that they described Hannibal Lecter as being a psychological doctor, highly intelligent,
yes,
but also a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see all of it in the way that he portrayed his stuff. So your opinions are false.
Agree.
False.
That's why we read these.
Truly.
Because they're just fascinating to see how, I don't know, just stupid people being stupid.
Yeah.
Unless it genuinely is a bad film, then we're reading them to...
Yeah. And it's the problem is that like sometimes, yes, maybe you have a certain thought or opinion that like that's on you, but it's also like when you just shit on a film to shit on a film without there being any reason behind it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, did you really watch the movie?
I don't think so.
I'm like, I know you said that you watched it, but it was like, clearly you didn't grasp it.
That part. You can watch a film as much as you want, but if you're not genuinely like engaging and active listening, then you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah.
Anyway.
That's
is
it.
Silence of the Lambs.
For this one.
Mm-hmm.
Our next one is The Babadook.
The fuck? How does it have a 98%?
It has a 98%. When I kept looking up the movie, I was like, holy shit. That's a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, like, it's good.
It's got a 98% on
I
Rotten
liked
Tomatoes.
it, but
it's a fascinating film.
For sure.
When you really, like,
Mm-hmm.
think about it, it's fascinating.
I'm going to have to do more research and then see if I actually agree with this rating. But until then, you won't find out.
Because I did a
until
very
next week.
small amount of research, and I
gotcha.
was like, when I fully comprehended what The Babadook is,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
There are things in this that is fascinating.
Is it just like a manifestation of her own, the own inner workings of her mind?
You'll see it, and it's fascinating because it's also the house has a representation of it.
Oh yeah.
It's
the house. Oh, the setting was crazy.
It's
like, why is
fascinating.
it all black and white in here?
dude, it'll
mainly
get
white.
into it. It'll get you. You'll when you look up what is the Babadook, you're gonna get like a bunch of shit, and you're gonna be like, oh,
Okay. So
Wow, that makes a lot of sense
at
now.
least there's something to get lore on, you know?
And I have some of that also in my set design. I have set design stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited. Because I was really into the set. I was like, okay, this is a crazy set.
Truly. But yes, that's going to be our next one. So come check that out. Remember, rate, comment, review, subscribe, like, and hit the bells and stuff like that. Share that amongst your friends. You can send us an email at horrorunmasked@gmail.com. And you can listen to us anywhere that pods are cast. Remember, send us an email if there's anywhere you want us to go, or any films you want us to see. And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to ask. Will you fear?
Or will you fear not?